What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammett, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of Why Don't Narcissists? In this series right here, y'all, I just answer questions directly from subscribers about the behaviors of narcissistic people. Today's question says, why don't narcissists continue to put work in after they get you? Why don't toxic people why does the love bombing phase stop? So, easy. So y'all, I tell this to people all the time. You have to, at the beginning of a relationship with a narcissistic person, of course the love bombing phase is going to be intense. Typically, everybody doesn't get love bombed, y'all. I'll go ahead and put that out the way. If you are the pursuer, if you pursue the narcissist, the love bombing is going to be on you. You see what I'm saying? They might wine and dine you, but the love bombing phase might not be as intense. If you are the pursuer, if you are the person who slides in the other person's inbox, if you are the person that approaches the other person, then the love bombing is going to fall on you. You might miss the love bombing phase. So you might not actually think that you're dealing with a narcissistic person because you didn't get love bombed, because you are the love bomber. You are the pursuer. You see what I'm saying? But when the relationship with a narcissistic person, once the love bombing phase ends, I say this right here, y'all. I call it update your resume. I call it the narcissistic bank account. Typically, if that narcissistic person does love bomb you, they load up so much stuff at the beginning that they try to live off the residuals of that initial load up. You know what I mean? Let's just say it's like I said, it's like a bank account, y'all. It's like a love bank account. It says at the beginning of the relationship, right? They deposit so much love and affection and caring and whatever you asking for. They deposit so much of that in the bank account that is you up front, and they can stop it later and they can live off the residuals of that initial lump sum deposit of love, of affection, that love bombing. It's like they deposit $1 million worth of love into your account, right? And they just live off the interest of that for the entirety of your relationship. Once the love bombing stops, they just live off the interest from that initial love bombing deposit. And they live off of it because you are holding on to the potential. They don't have to do it anymore, y'all, because you don't require it anymore. You might not have required it in the beginning because they were just doing it on their own. But y'all, you don't require it anymore. If you don't require it, they don't do it. And sometimes even if you do require it, they'll just leave you. And I think that fear of being left alone, because if I require to be treated better, they're going to leave me alone. Yeah, they are. Why would they? You know what I mean? Because typically they don't want to put that work in. They don't want to put that effort in and stuff like that. They really, really don't. So that's why I tell people, you have to require it. If your requirements are low, then they're going to keep giving you low stuff. You know what I mean? You have to empower yourself to continue on this journey right here. You just do. Because when I say the interest of the initial deposit, that's the potential. Because so many people hold on to the potential of this narcissistic person, to the potential of this toxic person. You are holding on to the potential. You're holding on to what you think they can be, not who they are. You're holding on to who you think they can be, not who they actually are. You see what I'm saying? You want them to change who they are you want them to go back to who they were in the beginning because you know they have the ability to do it. So you know they have the potential to treat you better. But you are just the potential is still there. So you would tolerate the lesser behavior because you think the potential, they have the potential to flip the script and maybe treat you better later on. This happens so many times in these relationship dynamics, y'all. There's so many people get into the relationship dynamics and they kind of catch you up like that. They kind of catch you up wanting to live off the potential, wanting to live off this stuff right here. That's how they catch you up. That's how they get you in these situations. That's how they get you roped in here. So that's why I tell people, y'all, don't date on potential. Once the love bombing phase, once the honeymoon phase is over, you know what I mean? Ask yourself, is it love bombing or is it real love, y'all? This is how I tell people right here. One of the main ways to tell if it's love bombing or if it's real love is to ask yourself, is this sustainable? Is what we are doing right now sustainable for a long period of time? Let's say we're gonna be together forever. Let's say they future faked you into thinking and said we're gonna be together forever. Let's say they've said that to you, right? Is this sustainable? Is all the stuff that you're doing at the beginning of this relationship, is this sustainable over an extended period of time, over a lifetime? Typically, if it's outrageous stuff, the answer is going to be no. You know what I mean? The answer is going to be no. And I tell people this to people all the time. You don't have to say yes to everything. I know if you think you're being love bombed, say no to something. Deny something. See how they react to you. You know what I mean? See how they react to you, because you can help them drop the mask sooner if you kind of force the issue by saying no to something. Find a way to say no. You don't have to say, because if you're saying yes to everything because you're getting swept off your feet or whatever, they're going to get you. Gotcha gonna get you. I promise you, they're gonna get you. Though I said, like, so many people, y'all, is this sustainable? Is this sustainable? Or is this just potential? What do you see? Are you seeing? What are you seeing in this person? You know what I mean? Was this just a manipulation to get you to fall in love with them, or so they can clap their cheeks and dip on you? You know what I mean? Because there's some people out there that would do that. It doesn't necessarily make them a narcissist, you know what I mean? But there's some people out there that will absolutely do things like this, that they'll manipulate you and things like that. Yeah, they will absolutely manipulate you into thinking that they want to be with you for a long, extended period of time. They will future fake you. If y'all talk about marriage at the beginning, if you talk about marriage and kids and stuff like that, first, second, third date, y'all make my head hurt, y'all. Seriously, slow down, and just slow down, y'all. Because narcissistic people, they will do what you allow them to do. What you allow is what will continue in these relationships. I promise you. What you allow is what will continue. If you allow them to get away with treating you by giving you the bare minimum, they're going to continue to do that. But how do we get back to the beginning of the relationship? Y'all, you cannot get back to the beginning. If you find yourself asking, how do we get back to the beginning? How do we start over? You might be in a toxic relationship, y'all. You might have been love bombed. If that's one of the main questions you ask yourself when you're in one of these relationships is, how do we get back to the beginning? You might be getting love bombed right now. You know what I mean? This might be a love bomb. You might be in the discard stage from a love bomb. You might be in the devalue stage. How do we get back to the beginning? That means you are living on potential. That means this person has the potential to treat you better, which means that right now in this moment, they are not treating you good. They're not treating you better. You see what I'm saying? But again, y'all, it falls into your lap of what you actually want to do, how you actually want to handle this. Because as long as you allow it, it will go to continue, y'all. That's how it is. But what if we don't allow it? What if we say, no, you have to treat me better, and they leave? Then they wasn't for you. They left. Yeah, I understand that dynamic. I understand it's been 3-4 months, y'all. They promise you the world these 3 or 4 months. Though I said, slow down, y'all. You have to. Don't live on potential. If they're not doing it right now, if it's not consistent, it's not gonna be. If it's not consistent, it's not gonna be sustainable, y'all. So a lot of narcissists, to answer the question, to answer the beginning question, a lot of narcissists people they turn it off because they are allowed to turn it off. You know what I mean? And they're not going to turn it back on because a lot of times it's just manipulation in the first place, y'all. You can't control them. The only thing you can control is you. You have to empower yourself. What you require. What are your boundaries? What are your standards? Raise your standards. How do you avoid toxic people? Raise your standards. You know what I mean? That's one way to avoid toxic people is to just raise your standards of treatment. Raise the standards of how you allow people to treat you, or how people are allowed into your life, how people are like. Raise your standards, y'all. And as soon as somebody starts to fall off or get distant or treat you badly, it might be time to go. Holding on to something longer than what is holding on to one of these relationships for longer than is necessary, for longer than you should. Y'all, it's so detrimental to your life, to your existence. It just is. You waste so much time holding on to something that you should just let go. I'm not telling you to let go. I'm just saying, look at what you are right now. Do you feel like you're holding on to something, or you feel like you're in something healthy? Are you holding on, or are you in something healthy? Are you holding on, or are you riding with them? You see what I'm saying? Are you holding on to the back of the motorcycle, getting drugged behind something, or are you riding with them in the passenger seat or the driver's seat? You know, a relationship should be a ride, not getting drugged behind, not holding on to something toxic and that's hurting your life force, that's killing you softly with his. Yeah, that type of dynamic right there, y'all. Seriously, you do have to empower yourself because it's empowerment time, y'all. Truly, seriously, this is time right now for more people to be empowered than ever. So you have to do you. You know, The raise your in conclusion, y'all, raise your standards. And some narcissistic people start treating you badly. It don't go back to the beginning because it was never who they really were. They were just doing that to get you. I know when I was on some tangents, y'all. But y'all, if you follow me, you know that's how I do. I get to talking and I get to spitting, and they just come out. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.